Morning, everybody. How we doing? Sammy United People's TV. It's Friday. Everything seems to be working. We're in a good place. We're here to speak about, unfortunately, let's be honest, the game against Arsenal coming up at the weekend. I mean, not unfortunately. I'm just not looking forward to the game. I don't know whether it's me being negative, me being a realist, me being whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to run through a little bit of a preview. We can do I did my starting 11 video yesterday, but Lisandro Martinez is back in training. He better not play in that game. I'll tell you that. He better not play in that game. Now, I've got too much chat going on my screen here. Let me put that down there. Right. Everything feels ready. Today, we're going to speak about the cultural reset that's going to be happening at Manchester United. Also, if we can reach, that's why I need to get another screen up. If we can reach 1,000 likes in this video, I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what I've got planned for the summer with the new upgraded whiteboard. It's been doing a lot of work and it's ready for me to give you a little bit of a cheeky preview. So if we can reach 1,000 likes in this video, I'll get that up on the show. We'll also, as I said, run through all the news. We're going to speak about Graham Potter. We're going to speak about Gary Neville and his opinion on Eric Ten Hag. We're going to speak about this cultural reset that INEOS have already started, but are really pushing on with. I'll run through that. We'll speak about transfers, Branthwaite, Bremer, a million things. And it's Friday. We'll get the map up. You know the jazz. Jazz? Apparently know the jazz. Who's ever in the mod gang? Let's have a look. Carl, Gungshi, Alex, good morning to all of you. Ant, you're there. Josh, you're there as well. T, I saw you at the start of the show. Who else is down here? We've got JC, good morning to you, dude. Assam, we've got Teresa. Andrew, Akash, good morning to you. Toby, and we've got Richie and Ashley. Good morning to all of you. 1 second there. Somebody's spamming the link on Facebook. How do you block people there? Can you block? I can't think I can block from there. Damn it. It's annoying. Good morning to you, Vicky, as well. I can see you there now. We've got Michael, Tim, Ibrahim, rhyming. And we've got Steve and Joseldo. Good morning to all of you. It's going to be a busy show today. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens up. Man, I could do with a producer. It'd be a lot more fun. Actually, no, it is fun without a producer, but a lot less hectic, I suppose. But Fizz, good morning to you. Fizzing in at the back post. Gifting 10 memberships. Good morning to everybody.
Ready!
Come on, Martin.
It defies description.
I didn't update that one this morning, but I updated some other ones. So there's some new ones here this morning. Let me see that over there. Man, I've got too many screens going on right here. I need to figure out a way so that I can see how many likes there are on the video without me needing to have the video open on a separate monitor. That's the next thing that I've got to be doing. And Alex, you gifted 5 memberships there, and let's kickstart the show. In fact, I'm going to close that. That's way too distracting. I've got too many screens going on. Let me close this. That's better. There was a little bit too much going on there. Then, of course, everybody saw. Well, did you see it last time? All the 99 premiere. It's a new Amazon documentary, obviously based on the 99 season. Apparently, it's very, very good. Now, we've all seen lots of documentaries on it. It just depends whether they can give any sort of extra insight, maybe extra footage, extra conversations that haven't been done before. I don't quite know. But how's Beckham still look that good? He makes us mortal men look ridiculous. Bastard. He's got that sweet Hollywood money. I'm sure I'd be significantly better looking if I had the Hollywood money. You know what was quite sad last night? I'm going to do a little... actually, I'll save this one for a sec. Roy Keane wasn't there. I don't know whether Roy Keane was busy or whatever. I doubt he missed that. It kind of feels like maybe Roy Keane just chose not to go. Was that because he didn't play in the final? I mean, the 99 season was a treble. It wasn't just the Champions League. It was everything. And Roy Keane was... Yeah, that was quite sad. Anybody know if Keane was busy or not? Don't know whether I'm looking into it too much. Aaron saying, who cares? An opportunity to reminisce about 99 is always a good day. Man, I don't think we'll ever get that again. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. We'll see. We'll see. Apparently he's sick. I don't know. Just felt like felt a bit weird why he wasn't there. Everyone else was. Was it Blomqvist was there? Ronnie Johnson, Schmeichel, York, Cole, Sheringham. Solskjaer, was Ollie there? I don't think Ollie was there either. I don't think Scholes was there. So you know what Scholes is like. He takes a back seat. So not everybody was there, but quite a lot. Was it 25 years ago? Damn. But Alex, Gunks, you gifted 10 memberships, and Alex and Stephen, you both gifted 5 each. Let's do a 20 collective one. And I thought I'd make it themed because of who we're playing this weekend.
Arsenal struggling to keep pace with them. Oh, goodness me. Unbelievable. A double-double for Marcus Rashford. With his head this time. You just can't write scripts like this.
The double-double. Sounds like a burger from Burger King. Marcus Rashford, eh? He's back in training. I'll speak about Marcus Rashford quite soon. I was at that game. I love that. The atmosphere that day was class. And that was I've spoken about it so many times before. Like, we've always just had Arsenal's number. Doesn't matter how bad we're playing, but I don't have that same sort of feeling going into this game. But look, something else happened yesterday, which I definitely think we need to speak about. Man, Bayer Leverkusen. I think you can just appreciate it from the sidelines because it doesn't really affect us in any way, shape, or form. It's just incredible watching what they are doing this season. That's 49 games unbeaten. I think they've broken the record that Benfica set back in the 60s. And you know Fergie time, right? I mean, this feels like it's a record. I mean, I don't know whether it is or not, but it feels like it's a record. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different games this season where there's been a goal after the 90th minute that's been an equaliser or a winner. It's insane. It is insane what they are doing this season. And they're what? I think they're 2 cup finals. They've got the Pokal, which is the German cup. I don't know who they're playing in that. And they've got the Europa final against Atalanta, which would be quite an exciting game. I'll definitely watch that. But just fair play to them. Fair play to them. It would be hilarious if Leverkusen lose a final, says Sam, man. But I don't think anybody would bet against them. Even at 2-0 down yesterday, you're like, I mean, they're probably going to do it. Unless your name's Jake in the WhatsApp group. I'm looking at you, Jake. Doubted it. Fool. You're a fool. But it's just incredible what they're doing. And a little story from yesterday as well is I've seen so many people speaking about Matej Kovar, who of course started for Leverkusen. I think he's been their cup goalkeeper this season. He's not their first choice, but Alonso has kind of changed between goalkeepers. I think he's played about 15, somewhere between 15 and 20 games. And of course, Kovar played, if I remember correctly, the pre-season game. Was it against Leeds? I think it was against Leeds. After De Gea had left and we hadn't signed Onana. And then Kovar got his game. And then we watched him and we were like, huh. Okay. Looked very composed, very comfortable with the ball at his feet. And you know what that is? I think it's down to familiarity. I think that's why Eric Ten Hag, when David De Gea was leaving, he goes, right, De Gea's gone, boom, I want Andre Onana. I know that he can do this system. I know that he can do what we need to do. Whereas in reality, not in reality, but in a far more structured club with a genuine football director who had been watching Kovar for the last couple of years, he could have confidently, maybe not, confidently pulled Eric Ten Hag to the side and said, look, I'm telling you, this goalkeeper will play the style that you want to play. You can trust me. I've watched him grow and develop over the last couple of years. I think we've got a buyback option in there. I think so. Not sure. But it's just, I think that one comes down to familiarity again. The same way that Eric Ten Hag wanted Anthony because he was familiar and he thought he could do that at United. I think that's why we probably went after Andre Onana and maybe didn't even look or consider something like Matej Kovar. Yeah, Dan, you can call it that. Ten Hag needed a few of his own people. I don't quite know how to describe it, but speaking about Eric Ten Hag, right? This is what Gary Neville said about him last night at the premiere outside the cinema.
I don't see any suitable replacement out there either at this moment in time. Bayern Munich are struggling to find a replacement for their manager. Other clubs are sort of, if you like, struggling as well. I think we should stick with Erik Ten Hag, give him one more season to really look at sort of, particularly an injury-free season where we've had obviously a lot of injuries this season as well. So I would say one more season would be worthy, and to see whether we can get back to sort of the standards of last season when we won a trophy and we finished, in the top four and got Champions League football.
So Gary Neville saying there that he thinks that Erik Ten Hag should be getting one more season, and we've spoken about it quite a few times. The amount of Mondays that we've had to come on here this season, and it was after the Chelsea game where it was after Chelsea and Coventry. I think that's where I've wobbled a lot as a fan in terms of my support, because truth be told, you look at the football, it's just garbage, man. I was looking at the form table, by the way. I'm not going to pull this up on screen because you're going to start crying. But I think Man United's form in the last 10 games, we're 1 point outside of the relegation zone. That's how bad the form has been in these last 10 games. Of course, a ton of mitigating circumstances. What do you think about what Gary Neville said there? I think I hope he's right. And I hope I'm right. It's not like all my belief and all my trust in Erik Ten Hag has been eroded, okay? But a fair amount of it has. And I consider myself quite a reasonable United fan. I don't jump on things. I've done it the other way. I've jumped on things from an excited perspective too soon, but I've never gone the other way. I don't throw a player under the bus or say a player's not good enough for the club or say a manager should be sacked too soon. I like to give it time. I'm properly confused. I do think it's the right thing to do, but Erik has to change himself, man. This approach that he's got this season, I don't have, truth be told, I don't have complete belief in this system. Even if we've got all the players that he wanted and there's no injuries. I question whether that, well, it depends how high that line goes and how compact you can make the team when you've got the players you actually need. But I think a blend of what we saw in the first season and a blend of what we saw in the second season, and that being made into a new game model for season 3, that would give me more belief. Rather than thinking next season, if all the injuries go, it's all going to be hunky-dory. And go down and really subbing your comments down here. Mainly, it's not just about Ten Hag, money to change manager, more about the right to long-term candidates. I'm going to speak about I was about to say Gary Potter. I was like, who's Gary Potter? About Graham Potter next. Steve saying, what about the fact we can't hold the ball? Well, dude, this is kind of the point I'm trying to make there. You can have a go at mitigating circumstances, but tactically there's so many weaknesses in this team, which I think comes down to coaching rather than injuries. It's choices, incorrect choices that I think have continued and need to change next season. So it's not just about as soon as we haven't got injuries, everything's going to be great. I think more change is needed. I hope that Erik Ten Hag is capable of that. Who's that? Mainly you gifted 5 memberships as well. Let's get Keane out. Seeing as Keane wasn't busy last night, he was too busy recording this little message.
It's his job, isn't it? It's his job to make saves. When I hear people saying someone's a good shot stopper or a goalkeeper, is that not what you're supposed to do?
Is that not what you're supposed to do? I do love Roy Keane. Odegrass, can I have Nuruddin's wages? Nuruddin is busy just being incredible. I don't know what he's doing. Big up to Nuruddin if you're watching. I'm sure you are. Akash is saying, is it me or should United's pre-season tour be stuck to one country rather than jetting around the place? Come on, dude. I think we all agree on that. We all agree on that. But you know what it is, pre-season tours. It's about building the brand. It's about, and especially in America. That's why we're probably going to keep going back. It's either America or Asia. The 2 places going to spread it in the continent. Those continents. Ray, nice to see you there again this morning, dude. But look, as I said, I want to speak about Graham Potter because I thought this was an interesting one. And I don't mean this as a sort of scare tactic. I just want to speak about Graham Potter. David Ornstein saying that he's declined the opportunity to become Ajax head coach, which is a massive... I know that Ajax, since Erik Ten Hag has left, well, actually, basically since the Overmars thing started, they've just kind of been unravelling. Just one bit at a time, one player at a time, one game at a time. Ajax is in an absolute mess. So maybe from a stability perspective, Graham Potter doesn't want to move to Ajax. But how many bigger jobs is he going to get offered? And that's where this conversation comes in, which I think is going to be an interesting one. So Graham Potter is rejected, becoming the manager to rescue Ajax as he holds out for the ideal role. And this is what the Times are reporting down here. Okay, look at this. Graham Potter has turned down the chance to become the next Ajax head coach. The Dutch club are hoping to appoint Francesco Farioli from Nice. And I think you can see the point I'm trying to get at here. This may well be that Nice do get Potter, because Potter was on the list of managers who could have been coming in prior to Francesco Farioli being brought in by Brathwaite and doing the audit, right? But then they ended up going for Francesco Farioli, who was a goalkeeping coach under De Zerbi at Sassuolo. And it worked. First half of the season, great. But second half of the season, Nice have struggled. First half of the season, their success was built on clean sheets. They were winning games 1-0, hardly conceding at all. When they started conceding, they weren't scoring enough. So the second half of the season has been a bit of a... They didn't have the same momentum. So it could well be that Francesco Farioli goes to Ajax and Graham Potter does get the INEOS connection, but it will be Graham Potter going to Nice. And then that kind of makes sense. More stable environment. INEOS definitely would want Graham Potter. And maybe if you're looking at this multi-club model, maybe that's sort of built into it as well. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Stephanie's saying 1,300 people watching. We've got not 300. I've only got 300 likes. There's 1,000 of you. If we can reach 1,000 likes on this show, I'm going to show you the new whiteboards. I'm going to reveal it a little bit early. Only if we can reach 1,000 likes though. But I don't know. I thought that was quite interesting. So we could well see Graham Potter going to Nice. He's turned down Ajax, and that maybe that multi-club model is going to start really getting built, and that Nice would end up playing a similar style of football to what Manchester United end up doing. This game model might not just be a game model for Manchester United. It might just be a game model for the whole INEOS group. England job after the Euros. I don't think Gareth Southgate's going to be leaving after the Euros. I think he's going to stay there for a long old time. What did it? Great place to live is Nice. I'd love to live in South France. It'd be nice. What was saying down here? Yanko saying, I think he rejected Ajax. If he rejected Ajax, he would reject Nice too. I mean, I don't know why you would say that with such confidence, because Nice is a far more stable environment than Ajax is right now. Ajax is kind of like Man United. Well, no, prior to INEOS coming in. But can we just take a moment, sit down? Actually, not take a moment. Let's just enjoy it. It's quite ridiculous, if I'm being honest, right? How much we have missed one player. Okay? It's ridiculous how much I've missed one player. But here we are. Martinez, the reason everyone laughs at me is, oh, Sam, you're man crush on Martinez. Well, first of all, yeah. I've got a man crush on him. Nothing wrong with that. Secondly, the reason that I connected so quickly with Lisandro Martinez is because he represented something that I think this club had been missing for so long. Somebody who you'd be happy to see him wearing the captain's armband and you'd follow him into a scrap because you know he'd have your back, sort of player. Plus, a very good footballer. Just every sort of characteristic of his game was something I didn't think that we really had in abundance anywhere else, and it really stood out for that reason. And the fact that this season we have just been so... I'm not suggesting that if Martinez was fit all season, that we wouldn't have any problems. Because we probably would have. I mean, we've had so many injuries, it's ridiculous. However, we have missed him for more than just his football. And I think that's the thing that I would definitely say is true. Right? And Eric Ten Hag, Ten Hag's job's on the line. Martinez is like, come back. And you know what I would say? All I want to see Martinez playing or focus on is the FA Cup final. There's nothing else. So that's in, what, 15 days? And we've got... Is it 15 days? Have I got my dates wrong? No, I think I'm right. 1 second there. I swear it's 25th of May. We've still got 3 games to play. So we've got 4 games in the next... Damn. We've got 4 games in the next 15 days. And we've got no squad. I've just realised how crap the end of the season is going to be. Anyway, it is 15 days. And I want to see him play against Arsenal, man. Come on for like 30 seconds at the end. Well, not even that. What's the point? I don't want to see him play against Newcastle. Sod that. Maybe against Brighton, he can get like 20 minutes, half an hour towards the end of the game. But how is this squad going to cope with 4 games in 15 days? Man, we've got to use the kids. We have got to use the youth properly. Otherwise, we're going to burn out before the end of the season. Jeez, I didn't realise that. 4 games in 15 days to end the season with the squad that we've got? That's nasty. That is nasty. Alex, you sent a super chat there. Bench warmer and cheerleader Martinez. Nothing more this weekend. Save him for Wembley and don't take it. I mean, I hope not, right? But I also kind of know Eric Ten Hag. And we know that he likes to play his strongest 11 if his strongest 11 is available. And I don't say this because I want it to happen, but if Martinez tells Eric Ten Hag, you know, Eric, I'm fit, I'm ready, Eric will trust him. And Eric will put him in the starting 11 against Arsenal, which I think would be a massive mistake. Even if Martinez says he's fit, Eric should look at this season and go, we are already busted in the league. Like, there is no point. If I'm going to put all my chips, if I'm going to put all my chips on one colour or one number, I'm putting it on the FA Cup final. You can say a desperation leads to desperate. I don't understand that point, but do not do that, Eric. Right? Do not do it. Because previously, I think Eric would have done that. But in this season, the way that it's gone, I mean, no Martinez performances are going to be saving the league season, all right? Just save him for the FA Cup final. Because I swear on my life, if we get to the FA Cup final twice in 2 years and we play City twice, and the single most important player in our team isn't fit on both occasions, that's just not fair. I need him fit, fully fit for the FA Cup final. And maybe Harry Maguire will be fit, by the way. And Martinez and Maguire as a combination would give me a lot more confidence than a combination of Casemiro and anybody else. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan Jr., my bad. Do we get European football if we win the Cup? We do indeed. We win the FA Cup, we get Europa League football. Daniel, and this is the thing, right? Which is going to be the sort of catch-22, is Martinez needs game time. If there's a difference between being training fit and match fit. So to go into an FA Cup final without a minute under his belt would be equally as much of a risk. This is what I mean. This risk mitigation, this balance between getting Martinez fit and not overexposing him to get another injury, that's going to be quite tricky, if I'm honest. And I suppose we'll hear from Eric Ten Hag in the pre-match press conference. Another player that's going to be back, well, maybe not back, but he's back in training is Marcus Rashford. And I know that Marcus Rashford has had an absolutely abysmal season so far. Let's be honest. Just no matter who you are, it's an awful season. I don't think we particularly missed him being injured. I don't think we've been. It's a whole season scratch off, really, isn't it, for Marcus Rashford, which is insane, really, considering injuries haven't. I mean, I know he's been injured a little bit, but if Rashford, I think Eric Ten Hag should just be looking at the FA Cup final and just gearing his whole team around it. I don't think. I'm saying that now. I know I completely lie. I'd be lying to myself. I said that no result on Sunday is really going to change the sense of failure that this season has had. But if we go and get absolutely dicked by Arsenal at Old Trafford and it ends up like one of those 5-1, 6-1 games, yeah, it would be a wound that absolutely gets open. So I don't want to see that happen. what I start. James, we're going to be speaking. I'm going to run through my starting 11 for the Arsenal game a little bit later in the show. So we'll do that. I'm going to run through what INEOS are doing next. This cultural reset. That's kind of important part of this show. Rashford is only looking for sympathy. There really is such a sense of anger among United fans towards Marcus Rashford. I think more than I've seen for any other player. Bruno Fernandes is a little bit different. People just doubt him constantly. Even United fans do. But towards Rashford, there is a real sense of anger. I don't know what it is compared to other players. As I said, last season he scored 30 goals, and at the end of the season, Sky Sports did that poll, and even after scoring 30 goals, nearly 50% of United fans wanted him out. Let alone after what has happened now. Akash, my man, there's 5 gifted memberships to everybody else, man. Everyone's been incredible this week. Roy, say thank you.
It's his job, isn't it? That's his job to make saves. When I hear people saying someone's a good shot stopper or a goalkeeper, is that not what you're supposed to do?
Is that not what you're supposed to do? Right. Let's go on to this second part of this show. And this is a big one. And this is definitely something which, understandably, will not be met with big smiles on the faces and a thumbs up from everybody. And it's this. INEOS have come in and we've spoken about the cultural reset of this football club, all right? Every level. Man United are underperforming. There's not one part of the business, the club, the team, the train, anything that you would go, that's perfect. I wouldn't change anything there. Everything needs to be upgraded. And INEOS have been doing their audits behind the scenes for a long old time now. And they've now told staff that they have to return to the office to work permanently. This is from The Athletic yesterday. Manchester United staff have been ordered to return to the office permanently starting on the 1st of June, so in a couple of weeks. Let's see what the email said. There was part of this is looking at INEOS were taking time to review all aspects of how we operate. Part of this is looking at how we work, how we create a high-performance environment where everyone can be their best. Key to achieving this goal is boring. We believe this connection and collaboration is best achieved when everyone works together in close proximity. Although hybrid working has some benefits, it cannot replace the fact that this is the thing, right? This is something that a lot of people will disagree with. And the reason that they're going to disagree with it is because if you're looking at the problems of Manchester United, and there are a lot, okay? You're looking towards the playing staff first. You're looking towards the players. You're looking towards the team. You're looking towards... This is where the needle's really going to be moved, okay? Because a wage of one player would be worth the wage of 100 plus, if not more, staff. And I think I've said this quite a few times. I've felt sorry for Man United staff quite a lot during this whole process. For 12 months, the Glazers dragged the takeover out. And for 12 months, those people who have kids, who have mortgages, they didn't know whether they were going to come into a job the next day or not. Because everybody was left hanging and waiting. And I can't put percentages on it. I have no idea. But I bet a good percentage of those workers have the best intentions for Manchester United. However, not everybody does. And there are plenty inside that workforce who are just dragging their heels, just taking the money home. Done. Easy. Don't really care. Not that involved. So unfortunately for those who actually do give a shit and actually do work, those that haven't, that have sort of just been coasting, have sort of created a situation where INEOS, of course, do not trust the workforce. And why should they? Man United have been underperforming for so many years. So what they're doing is bringing everybody in to work back in front of supervised staff, right? I'm going to read some of your comments down here because I think this is going to be an interesting one. Do you think this is a good thing or do you think this is a bad thing? All right. Madhouse. Go down there. Sam is a Tory. Honestly, I felt very Tory when I was reading this because working from home, that hybrid, man, of course, I'm slightly different, but I loved it. Like, I used to hate commuting. Spending 2 hours of your day going to your job, I always thought was unfair. So what? Pay me for my commute, man. But, well, to a certain point. But Man United have been underperforming for so long. I think it's probably that word that I disagree with the most. Permanently. I think there should be a sort of, okay, everyone comes back in, but once we hit the KPIs as a business, as a team, then you've gained our trust back and we can go back to that work from home environment. But until you get that, I kind of understand why INEOS are doing this. Carl saying nothing to do with accountability. It's about building a team and a club culture from bottom to top. And you just don't get that on teams. I mean, you can, but like the reason that I think the reason the work from home environment worked is because teams that already existed and already got trusted then work from home and then it all continued. Whereas right now, the numbers aren't there. The numbers aren't performing. And that's why INEOS have done it. I'm going down here. And you're saying, personally, my productivity is so much higher working from home. Mate, there are going to be a ton of people saying that as well. And I think a ton of people telling the complete truth. That their productivity, of course it is. You haven't got a commute. You walk 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes, you've got a big old house. You walk into another room, you sit down, you work. You're not distracted. You can be close to your family. You can spend more time at home, less time stressed. There's a lot of reasons why work from home environment works. But INEOS are going old school here. INEOS are speaking like a billion, like a business that has billions and billions of dollars of revenue. And I believe that INEOS had that same approach in their actual businesses, if I'm being honest. And I don't really think the two can be completely compared because INEOS is, well, they're sort of petrochemicals. So you've physically kind of got to be there. Well, a lot of what United, and it's because things are digital now. All right. Access to the internet is the main premise of the job. I feel really sorry for those workers who have done a good job and have been trying and trying and trying, because ultimately they're going to be let down by the people that haven't done that. And this is basically Jim Ratcliffe removing a variable, if you want to call it that. He's removing the possibility that certain workers, whether it's 1, whether it's 10, whether it's 100, that certain workers can't or can just get away with it. That's a variable that's now been removed. Now, the funny thing is that there's not actually enough office space for United staff to actually work. Hence why I think, when I spoke about that one, I spoke about this. I spoke about how part of this Carrington upgrade and development, I think they're going to create around about 270 meters of new office space. Well, there you go. Then that might be where this staff are going to be working from. And if that's going to be coming from the 1st of June, well, you've got 20 days. They're going to have to start that construction pretty damn quick. Martial's been working from home for ages. Bet you were well happy when you wrote that down. You're like, oh, I've got a good one. It's quite fun, to be fair. Too many distractions at home, like watching United people's TV. My bad, people. I'm the reason that United staff are working. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. Jonathan, you're saying back to basics as they don't trust anything is being done right at the club. And that's the part that I would agree with. Okay? That's the part that I would agree with. I understand why INEOS are doing it. But I also understand from the flip side why some people think, oh, INEOS, your energy is, you shouldn't be looking there. And this is the thing, right? This is the big marker for me. And I hope that this is a real indicator of what is to come. Because if INEOS have taken a complete no-nonsense approach with all staff, all 1,100 staff at Manchester United saying, you can't work from home anymore, you've got to work here, wherever it is, Old Trafford, Carrington, you've got to work in the offices, then that's a complete no-nonsense approach. And they have to take that no-nonsense approach to the playing staff. Keep no passengers, no sort of, oh, he can stay for another year, blah, blah, blah. Be as ruthless and as clinical with the players as you clearly are being with the staff, then I think people will get a little bit, maybe a little bit less angry. But it's that's important, all right? If INEOS were to follow up asking all staff to work from home by keeping players at the club that really don't deserve to be there, then people are going to be angry, and understandably so. It's got to be equally as ruthless. That's the way I would describe it. Oh man, everybody this week, JC, you've gifted 50. I can't wait to get you everybody who's gifted 50. I'm going to get you a special bit of merch. You gifted 50, and I've got a new video. I'm going to enjoy this one. You're going to enjoy it as well. Everyone say big up to JC. Let's turn the lights down. Let's go into the cinema. 5, and let's enjoy this video here. 3, I think you will. 2, 1. Man, I could watch that all day. I was privileged enough to be old enough. The Premier League, and it's not just like reminiscing on the old times, but the Premier League still has never matched the rivalry that existed between, what was it, 97? Was it around 97 to like 2002? 5-6 years. Can't remember the exact years. But that Arsenal and United rivalry, them winning the double, us winning the treble, Keane against Vieira, we have Ronaldo coming through, the Rue Van Nistelrooy penalty, the invincible... Oh, man. It was the peak of the Premier League. Nothing will ever get close to how... People speak about Liverpool and City. And look, it's incredible what Liverpool and City are doing. But the amount of needle that existed between United and Arsenal... Like, Keane and Vieira would have legitimately just had a scrap. They would have just headbutted each other. And they did quite a lot of time. It was the best. It was the absolute best. So big up to JC for allowing me to bring that video out. I got that set up. As I said, I'm going to try and do it so that every single time someone gives 50, we've got a new video next. And because we've got Arsenal on Sunday, I thought that was an appropriate one. Man, I love that. Phil Neville smashing them up in midfield. Do miss the good old days because we are crap. We are crap right now, I'll tell you that. I miss that. I really do. Honestly, I do genuinely miss the Arsenal-United rivalry. Because the reason the rivalry existed was because it was two very, very good teams going toe-to-toe with each other and sort of trading titles and being right on the edge. And the games that we had at Highbury, the games at Old Trafford, as I said, Van Nistelrooy missing the penalty and then the next year scoring the penalty to end the Invincibles run. Bueno. It's the best, man. It was the best. Anyway, thank you, JC, for gifting 50 because it was a nice little distraction. It's Friday. Can you all make sure you drop a like on the video? How many are we at now? Let's have a quick look at my phone. Might be easier to do this on my phone, actually. See if we can reach 1,000. Because I want to show you this preview. But you got to reach 1,000. That's much easier to do on my phone. Can I just leave that there? Will the number just keep going up? Oh, there you go. That's much easier. All right, so we're on 527 now. There you go. I can see that now. Right, let's move on to the next point. You know, I did this video here. I did this on this week. I was running through the Carrington upgrades. I was speaking about the new, what's it called, like preparation. Basically, Man United are going to be putting in a few million quid into Carrington this summer to try and upgrade the facilities, which is absolutely needed. And this I thought was a nice little note from the Manchester Evening News, and I hope it's true, that Dave Brailsford is pushing for a new training ground. And I said this when I ran through this video. It's good hearing that Manchester United are going to be improving Carrington, putting a few million quid in, maybe improving certain facilities where possible. But ultimately, I don't think that Carrington is good enough for Manchester United anymore. And you know, one point I hadn't actually considered is, do the women's team train there as well? I'm presuming that they do. But Carrington was built in like 2000. And obviously the women's team wasn't there. I don't know whether we had the same amount of academy teams there. I don't know, because it's from Sam Luckhurst, right? Take this with a pinch of salt. But this is what I said in my video. I said it's all good and well us improving and bit by bit trying to improve Carrington, but ultimately I think a new training ground is required. And I really, really hope that is the case. Zalbox, good morning to you watching from Stockholm. Remember, oh, balls. I didn't. There's absolutely no way that I forgot to bring the map up. Nah. Lies. Lies everywhere. Absolute lies. And of course, you're seeing reports from this. From Disco Mirror. Disco Stew. Ratcliffe wants a fresh investigation into the causes of United's chronic injury crisis. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Of course. Going over here. I thought this was a bit of a weird one. This is from, I think, Nath, sort of thing. He writes for the Daily Mail. So again, we'll take a little bit of a pinch of salt. But the suggestion internally is that many injuries have been rotten luck rather than systemic failure behind the scenes. The one thing I don't want Manchester United to do after all this is to go, oh, it wasn't our fault. Point elsewhere. No. Look internally. Take responsibility for the problems that existed at this club. Oh, it wasn't us. Like, the weather was weird. The weather changed. Sod that. Accountability has to start from within. And there are mitigating circumstances. And I reckon there are. We've spoken about the fixture pile-up. Sure. Gary O'Driscoll, by the way. It's an interesting start to the job that he's had. I think he came in December? Don't know. Anyway. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous how many injuries we've had this season. But a bit of it. Let's go back to this. A bit of good injury news. How many likes are we on now? Why doesn't this number just Why doesn't it just count up whilst I'm sitting there watching it? It's really annoying. I have to keep refreshing it. I think I might show you anyway. I'm excited. I want to show you. But let's speak about transfers, right? Because, well, why not? We've got, what time is it? 43. We've got another 10, 15 minutes. I'll run through a little conversation about transfers, and then we will speak about Arsenal and get your previews to starting 11 as well. Jared Branthwaite, all right? I think he would be a fantastic signing, but I just get the sense that Man United are probably going to be outpriced for him. That would probably be my prediction. I think Everton, even though their takeover's about to collapse. I think it is anyway. You're seeing like 80 million getting put next to Jared Branthwaite. And it's just, I mean, you can ask for it if you want. But this is a summer where, honestly, I would be, I wonder what the number would be on this. I'd be very surprised if Manchester United made a signing north of like 55 million. But I think that would be the max that we would pay for an individual this summer. That's just my spidey senses. That's just how I see the strategy playing out. Somewhere in the region of 50 to 60 million, I think, would be the absolute max that we would pay for an individual. So any conversations, ladies and gents, around João Neves from Benfica, you're wasting your time. All right? You're wasting your time. It's not going to, as much as he could, in my opinion, as much as he could be an incredible signing, we won't be able to spend that amount of money on an individual. So then you see, of course, different defenders getting linked with us. Bremer from Juventus, Todibo from Nice, Todibo in the region of like, I think we could probably get him for around 40 million. thereabouts. And Bremer, I think he's got release clause in the region of 50 to 60 million euros. So whatever that is in pounds. I personally do think that Branthwaite would be a very good signing. And he's a sort of signing, you know how John Stones when he was at Everton, and he was a good player, sure. But when he left and went to City, he became an even better player and eventually became a very, very good player under Pep. I think Branthwaite would massively develop. I don't know. I haven't got the data or the stats or anything to bet. It's just kind of a little bit of a judgment call. I mean, I'm not a scout. That's what scouts do, right? But not for 80 million. All right. Somewhere in the region of 50 to 60, that might be a conversation that United entertain. But I think Everton will probably price him out of a move in the same way that Napoli priced Osimhen out of a move last summer. And he'll probably go this summer for what? 30, 40 million, 50 million, less than... They wanted like 120 mil from last summer, didn't they? Something like that. Let's see how much Osimhen goes for this summer. But yeah, I very much doubt that he'd go for that price. I really, really doubt it. Right. How many likes are we on? We're on 600. I'll tell you what. That'll do. 600 is a new 1,000. So I really want to show you this. I want to see if this works. This might not work. Now, ladies and gents, you'll remember... Let me pull this up, actually. You'll remember last summer, right? On the channel, we had the fabled whiteboard. Man, this is giving me some PTSD putting this up. I tell ye that for free. This wasn't even as busy as it got. But we had the fabled whiteboard, right? And we had linked total. Let's go a little bit bigger on that. Damn. We had linked total down at the bottom left. We had could happen. Then we had moving. And then we had deals that were done. And I had to update it manually every bloody day. Took me ages. We were signing Batman as well. Forgot about that one. But that was last summer. And this summer, we've upgraded. So, ladies and gents, let me show you what the whiteboard is going to be like this summer. All right. I'm very happy with this. I hope it works. Welcome aboard. All right. So we now have, I mean, it was fun, Andrew. It was fun, but no, sod that. I'm not doing that again. So we have the digital whiteboard, and we've got 3 different whiteboards we're going to have. All right. So we are going to have a players linked whiteboard here, and I'm going to run through every single player that gets linked to the club, and it's all going to be on here, right? Number 2, we're going to have active transfers. So this is where we're going to be running through players that are linked, and then if it actually moves forward, then we move to active transfers, and we're going to have a little, you can see the key at the bottom there. 1 is interested, 2 is active talks, 3 is bidding, 4 is close to completion, right? And then we're going to have a board here for completed sales. And this is going to be showing all the signings that we've made, all the exits that have happened, and all the money spent, all the money we've made, and then a total net spend at the bottom. And then on top of all of that, we're going to have something that's I think this is cool as hell. All right. There's going to be a lot more info coming at the end of summer. We're going to be having, so that's one there for Jean-Claire Todibo, a nice little info card on him. But let's say, I don't know, let's say you want to get one on Benjamin Sesko. Hup! So this is some upgrade. That's what I'm saying, some upgrade. So this will tell you the information on the price and the position, stuff like that. But the whiteboard's gone digital. All right? The whiteboard's gone digital. I'm going to be using it every single day on the show. I'll go back into there, go back to the main show. I've been working on this. This takes some time, but this is the upgrade that's coming this summer. Now, I'm not going to be putting current wages on the card, Alex, because I've made about 35 different cards and I'm not adding wages onto it. And also wages people don't know. Wages you're guessing. So that's not happening. All right. So I'm looking forward to using that. So the whole new whiteboard system for all the transfers this summer is set up. There was a good little bit of feedback down there, actually, in terms of the players linked. If I go back to the whiteboard, we could have one down here for players leaving. So maybe one more board, but just for all the players getting linked with moves elsewhere. Don't know whether that would need one on its in isolation, but we'll see. But that's the upgrade. That's coming this summer. All right. So now you've all got the sneaky peek. Sneaky peek, sneak preview. Now, if that doesn't deserve a like on the video, I don't know what will. If there isn't, then there's no pleasing you. Anyone like gold member? Smoking a pancake? Man, I used to love Austin Powers. Anyway, right. Let's speak here. We don't need a goalkeeper. Don't go crazy, people. All right. I'm not going to have a goalkeeper section. That's stupid. Arsenal. How are you feeling? It is sugar and a waffle, blitz and a bong, pipe and a crepe. Anyway, enough about gold member. This weekend. What happened the last time we played them? Was that Anthony's debut goal? Is that the last time we played them at Old Trafford in the league? Has it really been that far? Did we just play them early last season and play them really late this season at Old Trafford? Is that what it is? It feels like a longer gap. I don't know. Damn. That is a long old time. That feels like a long time ago. Look, I think Arsenal have beaten us once at Old Trafford in 15, 16 visits. So history would dictate to you that, United got this. But form, context, and circumstance would say otherwise. Arsenal are coming into this as the informed team in the Premier League over the last 10 games. And Man United come into this as one of the worst informed teams in the league. Only 1 point outside the relegation zone from the form in the last 10 games. 1 point above Brighton. I wish that I could come into the... Normally, I'll go into any game against Arsenal. It doesn't matter what's going on. I just have confidence that we're going to turn the screw. But that's because it's been Arsenal. This Arsenal feels like they've matured. Now, they might still fall short because City... Well, there's 115 reasons why they fall short of City. But this Arsenal team has matured. And they have got... But they've got the best defence in the league right now. They're probably one of the best defences in Europe right now. And we have a team which is misfiring on every single element, really. I don't think it's going to be an enjoyable game. Of course, the starting 11 is important. I'm going to run through the starting 11 that I had in my video yesterday, right? And you can let me know what you think. Let's go full screen on that button there. Whoops, that's a rather defensive team. So Garnacho, Højlund, and Ahmad as my front three. Mainu, Bruno. And I don't even know if Bruno's actually trained this week, I'll be honest. And Amrabat as my midfield three. And a back four of Dalot, Evans, Cambuala, and Wan-Bissaka. Truth be told, we don't know whether Bruno is fit to play. We don't know whether Cambuala is fit to play. And honestly, we don't actually know whether Evans is fit to play. One player I don't want to see in this team is Casemiro. All right? Sorry, lad. You can't even do a circle up there. Casemiro's got to go. Casemiro, I made my mind up on Casemiro earlier this season. It wasn't because I was just like knee-jerk reaction. It's just you just watch him, you just realise that, oh man, it's happened. Casemiro's legs have gone. Of course, then the system has not helped him whatsoever. But Casemiro has to be taken out of that team. He's like a danger to the team now. His form has gone so bad that he's a danger to the team. I'm going to see what you're saying down here. I can see some comments. Let me read some of these out. Is Cambuala back? I don't know, Brian. That's why I put him in here, because I think we need some form of athleticism, because Casemiro and Evans have got the turning circle of a dumper truck and the acceleration of one as well. And that's why I've got Cambuala in there. But Casemiro may well get played again. Now, if Bruno's not fit, then I think it's quite easy what you do there. And you probably just bring in Mason Mount. And I've gone for Amrabat here, right? You know what I would love to see? If this was my starting 11 for this game, I'd probably do this. I think I'd probably switch more towards what we saw last season. I'd switch to like the 4-2-3, because this was basically the formation that we used last year, and it worked to a certain degree. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. I just want this part of the pitch has been so painful all year long, man, because we just vacate it. Because we only play one player there, and we play with a man-marking system, both of those two things combined mean that we just leave the midfield empty. And if you do that against Odegaard, I mean, Odegaard's going to find the spaces anyway. But if you make it easier for him, that's just stupid. I would love to see us play with two central midfielders here. I mean, it probably doesn't mean that we win the game. It might mean that we lose the game less painfully. I don't know. What's your prediction for the game? I think that's the most important thing, all right? Fire in your predictions in the comments, because the starting 11 is really hard to get on this one. I've got Ahmad in there because I'd like somebody more technical, so we don't just have to rely exclusively on the transition for an opportunity, which is what we've been doing, and it's frustrating. What's your prediction for this game? Brizzy, you're saying 4-1 Arsenal. Peter on Facebook, you're saying 3-1 Arsenal. Ben, you're optimistically going for a 3-1. That is more than optimistic. Mr. Fry, remember Fry from, what's it called? Futurama. Futurama's better. Better than I think people gave it credit for. Andrew, you're going for 2-2. Ant, you're going for a score draw as well. Nick, you're going for a 3-1 Arsenal. 6-0 Arsenal, says JC. I don't think it's going to be 6-0 Arsenal. That's not go crazy. My prediction was a 3-1 Arsenal. And I'd love to be wrong about it. And then you look at this. I don't think this will play on the minds of any players. It really won't. But I would rather see Arsenal win the league than anybody else. That goes without saying. Like, I don't care if Arsenal win the league. Like, I cared about Liverpool winning their first Premier League title, and they won it behind closed doors, and it didn't actually impact me that much. I cared about City winning the title and then winning it back to back, and then I cared about City winning the treble. You know what? I'll go over it quite quick. Arsenal winning the league for the first time, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me at all. I'd much rather that than City winning 4. However, I would never want United to lose a game. My prediction's 3-1. I have no idea. Man, this season has been nasty. And I didn't even realise that until now. We've got Arsenal at home, Newcastle at home, Brighton away, and City in the FA Cup final in the next 15 days. And not even 15 days, 13 days. Because we play Arsenal on... Damn, I didn't realise that. We play Arsenal on Sunday, so we played them on the 12th. So 13 days, we've got 4 games. That's pre-season vibes. Boy. Woohoo! Things are about to get worse. And I'm an optimistic dude. Didn't even realise that. 4 games in 13 days with the squad that we've got. Wow. Even if we had a squad that was fully fit, having to rotate everybody would be difficult. Let alone the squad that we've got. Ooh. Oh, look, it's map day as well. And of course, we've got a new map day tune. So please drop a like on the video for this absolute banger that Steve has brought us. So drum and bass. Ooh. I'll turn it down there because I don't think anybody likes. I don't think everyone likes drum bass as much as I do. But we've got a drum bass one. So look, if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. The town and the city. Not town, the city. The city and the country. and I'll get 3 or 4 of you added onto the map. And Guardy Clock saying, waving the white flag. Don't know whether I'm waving the white flag. I suppose I'm just being a bit of a realist at the end of the season. There's only one game left of this season for me. It's the FA Cup final. It's just we've got 3 inconveniences in the way. Spooky Han, watching from North Carolina. Isn't that where United are playing this summer? Or was it South Carolina? I think it might be South Carolina, actually. My bad. On the pre-season tour. I think they're going to one of the universities. Who are they playing there? Might be playing Arsenal. Can't remember. Nick, watching from Paphos in Cyprus. Man, I had such a good time in Cyprus. For, what was it? Omonia Nicosia. Was that the name of the team? I can't remember. I think it was. Mr. DeWinky saying, what's the name of the song, Sam? I like it. Well, it's custom made, man. Custom fitted rims. That's custom made. AI. AI is ridiculous. And we've got Craig watching from the Isle of Wight. I don't think we've ever had someone on from the Isle of Wight. That's the man. Isle of Wight. I remember going to Isle of Wight and getting one of those little like maps of the Isle of Wight with sand in as a kid. A little family holiday. Let's get one more on here. We've got Milton watching from North Borneo. Well, you can have Borneo on there. No, that's Born. That's South Africa. Where's Borneo on here? Oh, can't have Borneo then. It's not coming up. Let's get Bodo in Norway. There we go. On the map. Who's on here recently? Let's have a look. We've got Norway, Paphos in Cyprus, USA, UK, Myanmar, Namibia, Macedonia, USA, Syria, Austria, Italy. Proper like world tour, man. Proper world tour. Yes, off-key, I'm seeing your messages if you're spamming them. If you see how many messages are coming through, well, you don't understand why I can't see everybody's messages. But that was a really fun show. Thank you all for tuning in. And I hope you're looking forward to the Whiteboard madness as much as I am this summer, because I'm really, really trying to level up all the content, and I think it's coming across. Thank you, JC, for gifting 50. Honestly, all the gifts that you're all giving, not only does it invite you into the Discord, right? And let me do that. There's a link to the Discord. Go in there. Alex is really doing a stellar job of all the articles that I've run through on here. Alex has on there as well. So Discord is not only just a place for you to chat as a community, but all the latest United news is on there. All the latest transfer news. It's all bang up to date in that one place. So make sure you join. And as I said, JC, you gifting 50 memberships also allows me to really reinvest and keep doing stuff like this, which is worth it. I think it levels it all up. Everybody, have a great weekend. I've got a special video coming out today. So if I can ask you all to assemble, I'm going to be doing my latest little mini documentary on Bruno Fernandes, because there's something I've got to say about him. I'm probably going to aim to get out about 6 o'clock tonight, I think. So keep your notification bells on. Notification bells on? Anyway, make sure you drop a like on the video if you like it. Have a cracking weekend. I'll be here on Sunday. I'll be here, as I said. Might do a video tomorrow. Haven't quite decided. We'll see. Anyway, enjoy the weekend, because it's looking like cracking weather in the UK. Short time.